So I guess as you were saying something, I guess it kind of dawned on me because you said you don't let your sexuality define who you are. I think that's why I have such a harder time, like because I think as like a lot of straight people, they don't go around saying, "Yeah, I'm straight." Like it's
Oh,
not you're not gonna rub that in everybody's face. So I guess that that's kind of where it's so hard. Like I think the media really fucks up a lot of shit because like they try to have one stereotype in there, and that's what a lot of people who are ignorant. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm just saying they're ignorant because they don't know, and they're just like, this is how it is. This is why I hate that whole community. It's like when's the last time you sat down and actually had a conversation with them? When's the last time you were like, hey, tell me about yourself? Like, let's be friends, And like I don't know. I'm just weird. Like I think I'm super weird, but it's kind of fun sometimes. So I mean, I just talk to everybody, and like that's what like I don't. We haven't had too many conversations before this. This is something that we kind of set up while one of our friends was hammered drunk at the bar.
good times.
Yeah, and we were trying to calm her down. She knows who she is if she's listening. She's such an alcoholic. I'm kidding. I still love you. But no, man, it's so there's my little cousin. uh, I don't know how I'm gonna say this. Well, so there's a somebody I know who's about to join a branch of the military, and he's gay. Like you can tell. Like, um, plus he's already told like all my everybody that is in this little community, and like I hope he gets to see this before he leaves because I think this could be pretty inspirational to a lot of people, especially at 17 or 16, who are thinking about like, man, I really want to serve my country, but I have this and I don't know how receptive people are. And I think as generations go on, people are going to become much more receptive of it. I think you're still going to have people just like with race. You're going to have racists that exist out there always. Like my time in Japan, they hated the Chinese and the Chinese hated the Japanese. Like, but if you ask most Americans, they don't really know that feud exists. But I think it's just one of those things where it takes one person to do one wrong thing to somebody and it's so atrocious to them. Maybe they kill their family or something and they just link on to that one aspect of whatever they are. And that's why they hate them. And I think that's forever. You're always going to have those problems. I hope that it doesn't, but just being realistic, like I just think that is how it's going to be. But I think even from I don't know early 2000s, I've noticed a big difference in how receptive people are of the LGBTQ community, and I think it's great. Like, well, why would you? I don't understand why. I've never really understood racism anyway, or excuse me, or any kind of like hatred off of something that you can just that you're just looking to attack somebody on. So it makes me happier, but at the same time, like I know there's people out there, and I'm sure there's people who are going to watch this and they're going to be like, well, they're going to just fill the comments full of a bunch of hateful ass shit, and you know, go for it if that's what you're going to do. But like if I think if they're really coming down to that, like maybe you should look into yourself just for a second and ask, what if it was me? What if everybody around you were gay and you were the only straight person? Like that's how I try to put myself into these things. Or just, whatever it was. I just think that's easier for some people to wrap their heads around just because they already know, let's say they're straight, they can't wrap their head around being gay. So having that scenario just doesn't really function with them. But if they were to have if they were the only straight person in a huge crowd of gay people, then what's that like to them? And I don't think that they look at it like that. Just like I don't think a lot of like I don't this isn't gonna go like too far off onto the whole race thing or anything. But like I look at both sides of what's happening on in America right now. And there's a lot of racial bullshit that's fucking going on. I honestly don't think that I think most people get along much more than the media puts out. But the media always tries to divide people anyway. But the ones who don't like that other race, it's like they're not putting themselves in that. They're not looking at both sides of the argument. That's why I've always like tried to be that person to try to look at both sides of the argument. So it's just I don't know. You can hear so many stories and you see so many things and you just don't really put yourself in that scenario all the time. So I think this is, I really hope like this whole conversation is able to help somebody eventually somewhere.
Hopefully.